Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Justin Green. If it's your first time here, you may want to consider subscribing because we do some pretty cool things here on the channel. Like today, we're talking about the newest weapon that I just purchased. If you guessed that it was an HK VP9 SK, then you're right. Like I said, I went out and I bought something that's not a SIG. Imagine that. But yeah, I'm pretty excited about it, guys. This gun here, the ergonomics of this thing is out of this world. It is a compact, so this is something that I might actually consider being my daily carry once I get some rounds to it, get the feel for this thing. I've got a couple holster options on the way right now. Leave me a comment if you have this gun and you have a certain holster that you prefer to carry this thing in, because like I said, I'm going to be testing this thing out, running it through its paces, and this may actually become my new carry. It may push the 365 to the side and this might be my new carry gun. I absolutely love the looks and ergonomics of this gun. It is just out of this world, the feel of it. I do have the pinky extension on mine right now, so as you can see, you get a full grip on this little compact gun. Trigger feels amazing as far as dry firing. I haven't put any rounds through that. We're fixing to do that right now. But yes, we'll get into a little bit more detail and specs about it. But first, I'm going to do my first mag impressions. We're going to go ahead. We're going to put some rounds through this thing. I'm going to stop, let you know what my initial thoughts were on this. Alright guys, so we're shooting at the same target that you've seen me shoot last week's video. If you haven't seen that, I'll leave a link up above so you can be sure to check it out. But today we're actually going to be shooting some of the Remington range ammo 9mm 115 grain. I do want to give a shout out to Indian Springs Armory for providing the ammunition for today's episode. So appreciate it, guys. Hope you enjoy the video. But without further ado, let's go ahead and put some rounds through this thing, and let me give you my first impressions. So I'm going to reset up the camera and we'll do a little shooting. Alright guys, here we go. HK VP9 SK 10 round magazine. Do have the pinky extension on this one. Let's do the first mag and I'll give you my first impressions. Alright, so first off, I will say this thing feels like a great little shooter. Recoil wasn't too bad. Sights seem to be on par. I normally shoot a little to the left anyways, it's just the way I am. So I missed a couple rounds there, and I think actually there's a couple holes in my sight now, so I think I put a couple through them holes actually. But yeah, first mag impressions, it's a great shooter with the full grip you can get on this thing, with the pinky extension on this. It's just all around great feeling gun in hand. Mine does have the stock grips that come with these. You have 3 spare back straps and 3 spare side straps plates that you can put on these to kind of change the grip. This is just the stock version of that, and the way it comes right out of the box, and it absolutely just felt amazing. The trigger was super nice, super nice. I will say, just based on those 10 shots that I took right there, that trigger really impressed me. So I'm going to put some more rounds through this thing today, and we're going to see what I think about this trigger. Just like I said, dry firing it, the trigger is absolutely amazing. So yeah, after those 10 rounds right there, I'm pretty excited. So let's go ahead and let's throw another mag in this thing, and we'll shoot some more. So let's get some rounds through it, and after we're done, we'll check back in and I'll give you guys my total, first impressions throughout the first 100, 150 rounds or so. So let's go do it. mag dump. Once again, I always love mag dumps. Alright guys, we're back up top now. Had an absolute blast putting a little over 100 rounds through this thing. This is the VP9 SK. It is absolutely amazing. Let's just go ahead and make sure this thing's all clear. Clear here, clear there. So now we're good to go. Yeah, this gun here, absolutely an amazing little shooter. I think I literally may have just fell in love with this gun after putting about 125, 130 rounds through it today. Like I said, I do want to shout out to Indian Springs Armory for providing today's ammunition. Thank you guys so much. That's the first time that's happened here on the channel, so I'm super stoked to be able to shout you guys out like that. But yeah, let's get into a little bit of details about this gun here. Let me tell you a little bit about it, give you my overall thoughts, and we'll wrap today's video up. So we're talking about the HK VP9 SK. This is a double stacked pistol that is purposely made for concealed carry and has many of the qualities of its older brother, the VP9. If you enjoy shooting the VP9, the SK would be great to consider picking up. It offers a much smaller, more concealed version of the VP9, but you're still going to keep the quality that HK is known for producing over and over. If we want to get in and start talking about some of the specs on this gun, this is a 9mm 10+1 capacity. The length of this gun is going to be 6.61 inches. The height is going to be 4.57. Now that is with a flush magazine. With the extended magazines that I've been using today, you're looking at a total of 5 inches on the height. The width of this gun is going to be 1.31 inches. The barrel length is 3.39. The trigger is going to be a 4.5 to a 5.5 pound trigger. Now before I go any further, I want to talk about the trigger on this gun. Out of everything that I've shot, I can easily say after 100 something rounds through this gun, this is probably the nicest stock trigger out of any polymer gun that I've ever shot. Let's just go ahead and take a little look at it here. So let me dump the mag. Alright, so here's the trigger, guys. So hopefully it's focused in there. So you have a little bit of take up here, as you can see, and it's a really smooth, it's not spongy or gritty or anything like that. It is a really smooth take up to here. And then once you get to the wall, it is a firm, nice click. And then let's go ahead and give it a reset. And then you'll see a nice click reset there, very audible, very tactile click. And then it almost tries to push your finger forward, so it makes it that much easier to reset the gun, that I feel like, to reset that trigger. And then you're right back onto the wall again with that nice firm click. So let's see if I can show you guys this without. There you go, nice tactile audible reset. And then a little bit of take up, not much. Honestly, I didn't even feel it when I was out on the range today. And then a very crisp trigger pull. I can't even explain to you guys how crisp this is. Go get your hands on one. Even dry firing it, I can just tell that something special about this trigger. And then once you start actually putting rounds through this thing, it is absolutely amazing. You can really get some speed behind this gun if you wanted to, because of the way this trigger is made. Like I said, probably hands down one of the best polymer gun stock triggers I have ever shot. Back to some of the specs when we're talking about the weight of this thing. It is 23.07 ounces, and that is going to be empty with no rounds in the mags. The slide is a black oxide finish, and then my gun, as you can see, has the gray frame. I actually got the gray frame about $85 cheaper than the black or the OD green, and honestly, I think the gray is well worth noting. I think it looks pretty great on this gun. The VP9 also offers this color. My buddy Ren has the same gun in the VP9 with this color, and honestly, I don't know if I would choose the black or the OD green over this. I am an OD green fan, but That right there is a pretty sleek looking handgun if you ask me. Now let's talk a little bit more about it. While this gun is labeled as a subcompact, it is in my opinion more of a compact gun due to the weight and the size. This may or may not matter to you guys, but I do think it was worth noting. This gun is just a little bit bigger to me to be considered subcompact. Now I'm talking about in comparison to, for instance, my P365 is substantially smaller than this gun, and it does have the same amount of round capacity. So I do have to add that if it's something that you're wanting super small gun, this is not your option. This is more of a compact. This is going to be right up there with the P320, the SIG P320 compact, stuff like that. It is a little bit bigger, beefier of a gun, but in this compact form, it is still very concealable. I will say I am waiting on a couple holsters to come for this gun. I purchased this gun to shoot in IDPA competitions. I want to start getting into that, not only because it looks really fun, but also because that would, to me, that is a great training that you can take. And I wanted to get a gun that I could shoot in those competitions once a month and still conceal carry, because the gun that I train with is the gun that I'm going to be confident with, and the gun that I'm confident with is going to be the gun that I carry. So that's why I went out and I purchased this gun. It is so far I think it's just going to fit right in. I'm not going to have any troubles, issues, worries at all about this thing. So I'm super excited to get those holsters in, but until they come, I did happen to have a sticky holster here at the house, and I thought, hey, it might fit. Let me try it out and see, because if you go on Sticky Holster's website, I couldn't find anything listed for the VP9 SK. So Sticky Holster, if any of you guys happen to be watching this, you may want to make note that this works perfect on this gun. So this one is actually going to be the MD2, and I thought, well, I've got this in the gun case. Let me see if it works. And as you can tell, it covers the trigger guard properly, which is what you want out of any holster. Nothing can get to that trigger, and it just seems to work really well. So I started tucking this thing, and I'll give you guys a little bit of a view of this at the end of the video if it's something that you're interested in. The MD2 seems to work perfect for this, at least until I get my other holster systems on the way. I do have a in the waistband holster coming and a paddle holster, side holster out of the waistband for doing those competition shoots. So that stuff should be here next week. Once those get here, I'll probably end up doing a review on those just to give you guys something here on the channel to watch. So be on the lookout for that. But back to the gun now. Because of the shorter slide that the SK has, I feel it was much easier to put rounds on target over and over as compared to its older brother, because of the less muzzle flip. So having this shorter, barrel shorter slide, you can actually contain the muzzle flip a little bit better than what I thought I could on the full-size VP9. Now, this is going to vary from person to person and how you grip and hold the gun. I just felt like personally I could keep this thing on target, consecutively round after round a lot easier, and I could contain that recoil. Because of the soft recoil and the lack of the muzzle flip, the SK was very easy to shoot, and it was very fast to go right back on target. The ergonomics for me on this gun personally provide one of the most comfortable grips to any polymer compact gun you can find. Keep in mind I have medium to average size hands, so if you've got a little bit smaller hands than me or a little bit bigger hands, you're going to think a little bit different. But this gun also comes with the 2 extra back plates and the 2 extra side straps that you can replace to change the complete feel of this gun. But like I said, for me and my medium-sized hands, this gun just really seems to fit and feel like it was almost made for my hands. I'm a firm believer if you're going to be comfortable in shooting a gun and much less carrying a gun daily, it's got to be something that is comfortable and you feel confident when you hold it. And I can honestly say, just putting this gun in my hands and getting my grip that I like to shoot with, it almost feels like it was made for me. So I feel like that's what you're trying to go for. So if you've never picked up a handgun and you're thinking about getting your first one, my recommendation to you is go to your local, FFL, your local gun shop, and just pick up every gun that you see until you find one that just feels really good in hand and then kind of work from there. You know, if it's a little too big, then you can at least have something to base off of. If the gun's a little too small, you know, you can work around that, but you really want comfort in hand. If you pick up a gun and it's not comfortable to you, you're probably not going to shoot it that well, because you're subconsciously going to be thinking, I don't like holding this thing when I'm shooting it. Now, on the other hand, like me, if you pick this gun up and you think, man, this thing feels like it was made to go right here in my hands, you're probably going to shoot it a little bit better than what, you know, other guns that you pick up. So once, you know, I get this thing in my hands and I look down the sights, it is absolutely just completely amazing. I can get a nice, great sight picture because of the ergonomics and the grip angle on this gun. So every time I've drew it up today and I look down range, I just really get a sight picture super fast, and that's what I'm looking for, especially in a concealed carry and a gun that I'm going to be using in these competition shoots that I'm going to start doing. So in conclusion, guys, let's look over everything. Let me tell you what I thought, some of the pros, and the one con that I have found about this, and we'll wrap this video up. So the VP9 SK is a very soft and accurate shooting subcompact. To me, it's more of a compact. This one is the LE version. It comes with 3 mags, so 2 of those are going to be the actual extended pinky grips, and then the third one is going to be the flush mag. And mine did come with the night sights on it. So I think they call this the LE edition. If not, that's what I'm going to call it now. But it did come with those options. I think it's roughly about, you know, 80 bucks more if you want to step up and get that. To me, that's a no-brainer, because you're getting the night sights, which are going to cost you close to that much anyways, and you're getting that extra pinky mag. So that's a no-brainer. If you're looking at getting this thing, you may want to go ahead and step up to the LE version. Overall, it's a great shooting gun. I can really just get comfortable shooting this thing, and I can't wait to put more rounds through it. It fits well. I can conceal this just fine, appendix or in the 334 o'clock position. I have no trouble concealing this thing at all. And then the one con that I did find about this gun, though, is going to be that it is a little bit bigger, considering they're calling this a subcompact. This is more of a compact gun. I compare this as a subcompact to my P365 by SIG, and this is just all around a bigger gun. Wider, taller, thicker, longer. It's just an all around bigger gun than my subcompact P365. And what makes it the biggest con is it is only a 10+1 gun. My P365 is a 10+1 gun from the factory, and you can buy 12-round magazines, which is how I carry mine. Now, granted, you can buy, I believe, a 13-round magazine for this gun, and it has the pinky grip on it and everything, but it is going to make this gun a little bit taller than what it currently is in this setup. Also, it will use the P30 SK mags, or you can even put the full-size VP9 mags into this thing if you want to shoot 15 rounds out of it. And I think they actually make a little extension plate that goes over top of the VP9 magazine to make everything set flush and look pretty and nice. But yeah, that's basically what I've got for you guys today. Could not be any more happy with my recent purchase of the VP9 SK. Great shooter, great to conceal, and I can't wait to get some more time with this thing downrange. If you guys have never subscribed to the channel, you may want to consider doing so. We do a lot of gun content, a lot of EDC stuff. Once the weather breaks, we're going to start getting out and doing travel vlogs and hiking and all that outdoor stuff. So if it's something that you're interested in, you may want to consider subscribing. We do some pretty cool things here on the channel. If you guys don't care, share this for me on Reddit, Facebook, Twitter, wherever. Text it to your friends, text it to your parents. All the views I can get would definitely help me out, guys. I'm a new channel, only been around here doing the gun content for about 6 months, and I can say you guys have already helped me out tremendously, so I want to thank you guys for that. Be sure you like the video if it's something that you're interested in. That way I know what kind of content to keep bringing you guys. And without further ado, I'm going to get out of here because it's Sunday and I'm going to relax because I got to go back to work tomorrow. So I will see you guys next weekend. Peace.